Now, I heard that it's not actually called freestyle if you wrote it down, so I guess maybe it's just like, I'm gonna paper rap. I don't know if that's the correct phrase. And really, it's not really much so a rap, it's more so what I like to call a slam poem. And some of you guys, if you go off to college, you're gonna have the opportunity to do something like this. I've always wanted to do one. I never really had the outlet, so I figured why not here? Because if I do a terrible job, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? No future senior class will ask me to speak at graduation, and it is gonna win out. So, I have to get into the, I guess I have to get into the artistic zone.
No beat, man.
No, I'm good right here. All right, bear with me. No beats. If there's one thing I learned, that you guys don't know how to clap a steady beat, for sure. No offense. All right, here we go. When someone gives you a platform to stand on, you have to prove to them that you are worthy of their ears. It's not random chance that those who take a stance take pride in what they keep locked inside and are able to get others to listen. But still, that takes the utmost discipline and due diligence to impart mass tradition onto mass amounts of citizens. And that's what we're doing here today as you're sitting here on the stage. You've studied and grown in so many different disciplines, so you owe it to yourself to no longer be a simpleton. Go out and be lyrical, but also be empirical. In success, you can ride it like a whip. Kids, I think that's what you call a vehicle. Enunciate, articulate, and calculate, and that is what will make you great. And when you have a chance to show empathy for another individual, don't you dare procrastinate. If you do, you will violate all of our being. Not mine, your parents, or teachers, but all humanity. That is the ceiling. See, we talk so much about what others should be doing for us, when in reality, we can't even take the time to make a good decision for ourselves. Not even once. So when issues come up, we shouldn't ignore them. We should discuss. What I'm saying is I don't fear for the kid who cries or has fears that he's not good enough. Your humility should have visibility. Vulnerability should not be considered a liability. It's the moment we stop thinking we could improve, that for every problem we already have an excuse. When given a small amount of power, we're sure to abuse. That is the moment I begin to question our sensibility and our ability to produce. And that scares me, because your greatness is not going to be found on some piece of paper that tells you that you've graduated. Your greatness is going to be found in what you can get out there and do. You see, results are the pulse that keeps society moving. But some results come at a cost, especially when the world is viewing. Will you knock someone down so you can get ahead when your actions are visible? If I have done my job, then the answer is a profound no. However, it's how you treat others when no one is watching that will define your greatness as an individual. Kindness is beautiful, generosity is reciprocal, love is always unconditional, and hatred a criminal. All the problems and negative feelings that existed in your parents' world, it's up to you to now turn them into something that is fictional. Because the world that you live in is the world that your hands will help create. The world that you live in is the world that your hands will help create. So in 20 years from now, if you find yourself irate in the conditions of your position while you're out there in the real world trying to circumnavigate, just remember your hands played a role in sealing your fate. But if you can come to terms with what I'm trying to confirm, that life is really about others and the connections we make, and the best place to explore will always be right here behind this gate, then your unhappiness could be a vessel that you will always be able to change. Still, throughout all the chaos in nature, there's an order that resonates. Get a job, an education, maybe some real estate, and then go procreate. Let your mind be like my waistline after a fine Thanksgiving meal, ever expanding. You see, the opportunity for knowledge is something we are all entitled to, but the ownership of that knowledge we have to earn. I still think some of you don't have the slightest clue, but I hope that someday you will learn. See, you don't know something if you have to Google it. You can't say you know how to do something if you're always having to YouTube it. We have the entire world here at our fingertips, and it's like you've been awarded a lead role on Broadway, but you still can't figure out how to get off script. We have atom bombs, 40 caliber rounds, guns that can fire without making a single sound, but still, what we have locked away in here is the weapon that is most profound, because those other things destroy, but this thing can create and turn everything around and make the things that you despise today the same things that you will love tomorrow. For our whole world is based on our experience. It's our current thoughts on race, class, and gender. We may one day look back and think it hilarious that we could have been so oblivious to think we had to adhere to what the general population said was mysterious. But still, some of you know your opinions will flow from one side or the other. Some of them you may even outgrow. And what seems fast to you right now at 18, trust me, when you're 30, it will seem especially slow. So you have to put yourself in situations that are outside of your comfort zone. And when you see someone else do the same, don't be quick to cast the first stone. You must be true to yourself. If you do, then you'll never be alone. From a little seedling to a big redwood, I'm amazed at how you've all grown. But still, I heard a lot of you say that you're so over high school. Some of you are even too cool for the rules after the first quarter, but let me inform you that this building here is far more than just some bricks and mortar. 4 walls that you think have kept you trapped inside. From my viewpoint, where I'm standing right here, they were keeping you alive. It was a place where you could confide in all the security that the faculty could provide. All the while, you were honing your notion of self, because it was always about me, myself, and I. Some of you excelled here while others you had to scrape by, but the working and the willing will always find a way to make a living. So I applaud you for doing what you needed to do to get yourself out of this building. But know that high school is not just some place you can escape. It's a collection of thoughts. It is a work ethic. It is entirely poetic, how you've learned to listen to our rhetoric, process, and spit out your criticisms like any good skeptic. It is how to manage relationships. It is responsibility. It is the ability to handle hostility from those from which you thought you had great compatibility. It is how to take calculated risks. It is how to question. It is how to manage your aggression, retaliate against oppression, and upon your discretion, give someone else a valid suggestion. It is the ability to tell the difference between an adversary and an enemy. This right here, it's how to traverse the most difficult seas of human personality. This place, it's your history. It's a lifetime of memories designed to make you who you are today. These are the things you're going to want to take with you and will help you as you put yourself on display in a way that has never even been conceived, as you go out there and try to make others believe that you can achieve even the loftiest of dreams. So from this point on, everything that you do not do for yourself, but do for those that came before you and for those who have yet to grace this stage. Because the world that you live in is the world that your hands will help create. And if you think you cannot become part of the solution, but rather a dilution of what we're all trying to build up, then stay down. I don't know if you deserve to walk the stage. However, I know that we've only seen a glimmer of all the good things you can bestow onto others. So take a moment, thank your fathers, your brothers, your sisters, and your mothers. Thank your coaches, your teachers, and most importantly, take a moment to thank each other. And take pride in the fact that you're sitting here today, but look out towards tomorrow and ask yourself, how do I want my legacy to be portrayed? Because at the end of the day, it's not about if you got C's, B's, or A's, or how much money you get paid. It's about being a good human being who is kind, helpful, and willing to make a positive change. Plus, one day I'll be really old, and it's going to be your responsibility to take care of me. So don't mess that up. Class of 2015, you guys are very dear to me. I wish you nothing but the best as you go out on the next chapter of your life. You all do great things. Thank you.